So you see this girl on the other side of the street. She is extremely pretty. You really wish you were able to talk to her, but you can't. You're shy. You don't know what to tell her, you don't want her to think you're creepy. End result, you don't go up to her and you let her walk away in the sunshine, thinking about all that could have been that will not be. Now, just imagine what your life would be like if you actually went and talked to this girl. Imagine you went up to her, you started a conversation, you made her laugh, you got to know her a little bit more, maybe even you got her attracted to you and interested in getting to know you a little bit further. Imagine even she gives you her number. Imagine you go on a date with her and she ends up really liking you, really having a good time with you. And at the end of that date, you bring her back home and start a relationship with her. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly how to make that a reality. We're going to go over an extremely simple step-by-step on how you can meet a girl that you see on the street in public to lead this from complete stranger to a date and then a relationship. Very simple step-by-step. Let's dive into it. Okay, so first you're going to see her and you're going to approach her. It might seem a little bit scary, but it's not actually the hardest part. All that you have to do is to get her attention without startling her. So make sure that you don't surprise her, and the best way to do this is to approach her a little bit from the side, slightly in front of her. It's very important that you don't startle her or it's going to ruin your interaction. Also very important, do not stand directly in front of her. If you block her path, immediately you're creating friction, immediately you're creating resistance. We put ourselves out there. If she wants to go, she goes. But we give ourselves the opportunity to get to know her and to get her to know you. One of the most common mistakes I see when I go out with guys who are beginners is that they will walk directly in front of the girl, put up their hand in front of her as in stop, now you're talking with me. And if you put yourself in the girl's shoes, she's gonna think, what the fuck is this guy doing? I don't want to be stopped by a random stranger. I don't know you, go away. So best way to do this, slightly on the side, slightly on the front. Once you do this, just get her attention. A simple hey will do the trick. Make sure your voice is loud enough. Make sure that you look at her directly in the eyes so that she understands that you want to get her attention properly. If she's still walking when you do that, slow down with her, and if she slows down with you, it means that she's open to have further conversation with you. Of course, if she doesn't slow down and she keeps walking or even accelerates away, well, she doesn't want to meet a guy, and don't take it personally, just let her go. But if she's open to talk with a guy and you did your approach properly, she's going to stop. By the way, if you never or very rarely get girls to stop when you approach them this way, it's because of one of two things. Either you make her uncomfortable when you stop her and you start the conversation, or your grooming is off and it makes her a little bit uncomfortable. So fix those things and girls will start to stop more when you start the conversation with them in public. Step 2, you're gonna have to start the conversation. Now, it's very important that when you start the conversation, you give her a compliment. Do not go indirect. I know if you're a little bit shy, you will feel uncomfortable giving compliments to strangers, but this is extremely important for two reasons. First, it shows her that you're comfortable and confident enough going for what you want, which is extremely attractive. And then, very simple, it tells her why the fuck you're talking to her. She needs to know. Because again, put yourself in a girl's shoes. She's walking on the street. There are so many reasons why someone would want to start a conversation with her. People might try to mug her. People might try to sell her something. People might try to, well, ask her for money or ask her for whatever else. So it's very important that you let her know exactly why you go up to her. It's just simpler if you make it clear and to the point and you remove any kind of confusion as to why you're going up to her. Also, it has the added benefit of not realizing after 15 minutes of conversation that actually she didn't like you or she had a boyfriend and so on and so forth. So don't overthink it. Just, hey, I like your style. I like your hat. It's very funny. So I wanted to say hi to you. Don't complicate it. Start with a compliment. Now, it's very important. Immediately after, you must keep the ball rolling. You must engage her in the conversation or else she's going to dip. Because you're a stranger, you're coming up to her, so it's kind of your burden to lead the conversation where you want it to go. Don't expect her to keep talking once you gave her the compliment. It's your job to keep talking. The best and easiest way to do this and to engage her in the conversation is to make a comment about something that you noticed about herself. For example, if she dresses extremely well, you can tell her, I'm sure you're a lawyer, or I'm sure you're an accountant. You can even tell her that if she dresses in a really funny way, because then it's going to create a little bit of banter. Point is, you're a man on a mission and you're going up to her to get to know her. So do just that. Don't wait for her to engage the conversation. You have to be the one to engage her in the conversation. When you do this, try to be as relaxed as possible. Limit twitch movements to a minimum and try to keep a relaxed body language. Look at her in the eyes, relax your arms hanging around your body. That's good enough. Next, you want to get her to know you. And this is very important to do this first before getting to know her in details, before getting to know her deeper. First, you have to let her know why there is a point talking with you. This is what we call the social hook and then the sexual hook. First, you go up to her to start a conversation, and very quickly after, you have to show her why you're attractive. Before getting to know her, she has to know why you're attractive, why there is a point actually for you guys to get to know each other. Again, pay attention to your eye contact, pay attention to your posture, pay attention to your body language and what your body sub-communicates in general, and just lead the small talk, the banter you're having with her towards stories that are going to share why you're attractive, why your life is interesting. And it's not very complicated. For example, if you're on your way to the gym, when you say hi to her, just tell her, hey, yeah, I was talking to you, but I was actually on my way to the gym because I think it's important to work out to be healthy. How about you? Do you work out sometimes? Very simple, small talk that focuses on showing what's attractive about you. But generally speaking, you want to share stories that show why your life is interesting and why you stand out from every other guy with an average life. I'm not telling you that you have to be extremely interesting, but I'm telling you that you should focus at this point in time in the conversation, in the interaction, in the relationship with her. You should focus on what's interesting about you. By that point, if you did it well and she's interested, she's going to start asking you questions. And this is very important because this is going to be the shift from you showing her why you're interesting to you trying to figure out what's interesting about her. And that's going to be the next step. So in the next step, you're going to qualify her. The goal is to find things that you like in her besides her cute appearance to start creating this emotional connection that's absolutely necessary to sleep with a girl. You need to build some trust, and this starts by showing her that there are things that you like about her. The bar is not very high, by the way. So for example, if she has tattoos, you can tell her that you like that she has tattoos and that maybe she has an artistic vibe, and that makes you curious because not everyone has an artistic vibe and you find it interesting. Very simple, a very superficial level for now, but you need to give her a little bit of loose. You need to show her that there are things about her that you like, so that then it makes sense that you actually ask her out on a date later. Now, there are more advanced techniques to get girls to chase and to get them to invest in the conversation and to get them to qualify themselves to you. I'm not going to go too deep into that in this video. If you're interested, you can check out my blog. We go deeper there. Next step is to seed a future date. Here, it's very simple. You're going to keep the ball rolling. You're going to keep leading this banter somewhere in the phase in which you show her that you try to get to know her more. And logically, if she likes you, she is also going to ask you more and more questions to get to know you better. It's at this point, after 3, 4, 5 minutes of conversation, that you're going to seed the idea of a date later with her. And it's very simple. You just ask her whether she likes to do whatever. Do you like coffee? Do you like to play pool? Do you like to drink tequila? Do you like to drink smoothies? Do you like to go to the park? Whatever. Just try to find something simple that she likes to do. Very important here though, 2 things. First, it's important that you find common ground, an activity that she likes to reduce the pressure of going on a date with you. Try to make it casual and low-key, just a way for her to hang out again with you without too much pressure. And second, make sure the date activity is not something too complex, too complicated, too heavy. For example, don't invite her to the zoo on a first date, because the point is simply to find an activity that she will like, but that will not take too much space between you and her. A coffee date, going for drinks, is very simple, and that's good enough because you're still doing something, but at the same time, the activity is not so important and heavy that you won't be able to talk to her and to get to know her, and that's pretty much the point of a date anyways. So don't try hard to find an activity that's extremely amazing. keep it simple, but still try to find a middle ground to see her again. By this point, obviously, if you have time, you can invite her on an instant date, and that's not very complicated. She has time, you have time too. You tell her, oh, by the way, I have 15 minutes free. Let's go grab a coffee there. We can talk more, it's more comfortable. If she likes you, she's going to say yes. But most of the time, you're going to be busy or she's going to be busy, and you will have to make it happen at a further point. Last step, you're going to close her. And here, it's very important to do this in order. As in, your goal is not to get her contact. Your goal is to get her to agree on a date, and once she agrees on a date, you take her contact. But you don't take the contact for the sake of the contact. You take the contact to actually make the date happen because she agreed on a date already. So I recommend you take her Instagram because it's easier to stay top of mind on Instagram over WhatsApp or regular text messages, because on Instagram she can stalk you a little bit, and this helps to build a bit more trust. This helps to reassure girls. So once you're taking her contact, keep the banter going, be light, relaxed, and once that's done, wish her a good day and tell her you're going to text her later. Now, if you're curious to look at this structure in a deeper way, I've prepared a free PDF guide. You can find it in the link below this video. It explains everything in details. You can download it for free. Don't hesitate, go ahead. Alright, that's pretty much it for today. This is the structure that you will pretty much follow every time you meet a girl that you like in public, on the street, and with this you will get great results. Don't hesitate to let me know in the comments what you feel about it, the kind of results that you get with it. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and I will see you guys next time.